Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today I am coming at you with probably my first ever adult romance trilogy, which is the Born In series by Nora Roberts. My aunt used to leave her romance novels kind of lying around, and I think either 8th grade or 9th grade me picked up Born in Fire, which is the first book. I read it, I loved it, and I just fell in love with the romance genre from there, or adult romance genre to be exact. She also had Born in Shame in her collection, which is the third book. Personally, I like reading my series in order, so I don't want to start it until I read Born in Ice. Soon after, I went on a family Vegas trip and walked into a bookstore, and there was the second book, Born in Ice, just staring back at me. It was like a meant to be kind of moment, and I like just bought it. Afterwards, I found out that like my dad lost money at the casino that day, and he like jokingly blamed it on me because my shoe. In other words, it's kind of like buying books sounds similar to like going for the L. But yeah, that's kind of like my little backstory with this series. And it's kind of funny because on my shelf it's literally like two really old mass market paperback versions of Born in Fire and Born in Shame, and then in the middle is this like nicer, newer version of Born in Ice. I like my series to look the same, but they have such like sentimental value that I wouldn't trade it to make sure that the covers were similar. Moving on, let's briefly discuss each book, and this will be a non-spoiler free, spoiler free or non-spoiler thoughts and review. So first book is Born in Fire. Maggie is a temperamental glassmaker. She's hot-headed, stubborn, and extremely talented. Maggie's pieces capture the attention of art museum owner Rogan. Maggie and Rogan are complete opposites, but he starts falling for the vulnerability and sexuality in like her pieces. And well, Maggie isn't looking to fall in love and doesn't believe in marriage, but can Rogan tame Maggie's inner fire? From the excitement of the way I described the synopsis, you can hopefully tell that I loved Born in Fire. I reread this book while I was in college when I was home for one of the breaks, and I just realized like what, preteen, early teen Vivian missed a lot of the innuendos. And I think I reread this book another time in recent years when I was like going through a slump, and I thought a old favorite adult romance novel would be a good pick-me-up. So I've read this book in total 3 times, and I've enjoyed each and every time in a different way because I read it in like different parts of my life, which is actually kind of interesting. But yeah, what I loved about it, I think like obviously the whole opposites attract creates like the best banter and has like this whole like I hate you but love you like shenanigans, and I just live for that. And the sexual tension was great. The backstory for both characters was amazing. Maggie is probably one of my favorite fiery like heroines in a romance novel, and it's just like watching Maggie's walls come down was also very like sweet. Rogan and Maggie are just like this cute, get on each other's nerves type of couple, and it was a fun time. It was a fun time. I highly recommend this first book. Book number 2, Born in Ice. This one is about Maggie's younger sister, Brianna, where like Maggie has the fiery personality. Brianna's like the kind, icy one. She runs B&B by her lonesome self. Actually, she has a dog with her. And one day, American mystery novelist Grayson shows up as a guest and changes her life. I would say I prefer the first book over the second book. The second book is still good and entertaining, but the characters just weren't as dynamic and enjoyable as the first. Grayson is not my type, and Brianna was just a little bit boring, but it wasn't bad. It was still good. It's just it wasn't as fantastic as the first. Book number 3, Born in Shame. Here we are at the third and final book of this trilogy. Born in Shame is about a bonus concanon sister, Shannon. In search of her birth father, Shannon makes the trek from bustling New York to quaint Ireland. There she meets our adorable farmer, Murphy, who shows up in the 2 previous books. And now Shannon has a lot of decisions to make. I didn't like Born in Shame. There's a mystical dream aspect, which came off as one of my least favorite romance tropes. The predestined love trope. I'm not fond of seeing that in my romance novels, but I did like Murphy. It's just I didn't really care for Shannon, and that kind of is are my thoughts for the books individually. Now let's look at the stats I drew up. My average rating for this entire series is 3.67, which isn't bad. The average Goodreads rating is 4.153, which is impressive even for a romance series and creates a bit of disparity from my average. I appreciate that my highest rated and my least favorite matches Goodreads. It's nice to know that other people feel the same way. After this table, I would comment on the covers and rank them, but there are just too many versions to do that. Instead, I will be ending this. Okay, if you love adult romance and want a series involving sisters living in Ireland, then give this Born in trilogy by Nora Roberts a try, especially the first book, Born in Fire. I hope you enjoy this second installment of series wrap up. Outro time. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you in my next video whenever that is. Bye.